It's the Brian and Kindra Show with Brian Cook and Kindra Cox of Keller Williams Realty Elite.
I am Kindra Cox.
I'm Brian Cook.
Between the two of us, we have over 30 years of experience.
Sharing real estate tips and advice. Right here on Classic Hits 1073.
Hey, it's Thursday, and it's the Brian and Kindra Show.
This is Kindra Cox with Keller Williams Realty Elite.
And I'm Brian with Keller Williams Realty Elite here in Woodward.
All right, we have a fun guest with us today. I guess, are you fun?
We're going to find out, but I haven't been called that in a while, but we'll see. Yes. My name's Troy White. I'm a Woodward County Commissioner for District 1, which is the east side of Woodward County.
Yes, and I have the only run-in, I say it's not really a run-in. Only issue I had to climb was on when a property over on Moreland, we had to work on a driveway or something on that Spangler Road.
And I made you happy, right?
Man.
Yeah, it was an interesting.
That was a crazy
property.
deal. Can you explain it a little bit?
Yeah, so it was a piece of property that was there was a 60-foot gap between the county road and the property line, and we had complications with getting. They wanted a driveway in there, and we needed easement corrections and all kinds of stuff. And so, basically, there was a title error. The 60-foot gap was owned by somebody that was dead, 1940. And so we have this. So nobody can maintain it. So I think you guys just went there and docked some rock and fixed it for them.
Yeah, I think they needed to move a double wide in is what they were doing.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the issue. So yeah, I'm glad it worked out.
Yep, it did. It worked great. It was we went through all of our resources, and I think I got quicker, faster answer just by getting you on the horn. So
good.
But we're here. We're talking. So our goal. This is a real estate show, and so we like to tie into real estate. But there's lots of questions about county and what does Woodward hold in the future, and we're going to tie all this back together during the show. But,
Sure. I'll do my best. I've only been in office since about November of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I came in on a special election. The previous commissioner retired midterm and ran in a special election to fill his unexpired term. Made it through the primary and then the general election in November, and then ended up turning around and having to refile the following April for a full term, which I'm in now.
Gotcha.
So, actually been in office 2 years and a few months.
Yep.
5 or 6 months.
What made you decide to run?
I've always had an interest in holding an office, even since I was a kid. And I don't know why, but there's just a few things, goals in life that I had, and holding a political office was one of them. Mm-hmm. My work history, I graduated from Moreland High School, went to the Marine Corps, and then the National Guard. Worked 8 years or so as a deputy sheriff at Woodward County. And then I had the opportunity to join Congressman Frank Lucas's staff and served on his staff for about 9 years. And then left his office to focus on our cattle business. My family farms and ranches and has for generations near Moreland. And did that until this opportunity arose to run for office, and messed around and won. So here we are.
Yes.
So yeah.
In the land business, so all that our land prices are dropping a little bit, but it's hard to find. It's still hard to find land for sale.
It is. It's hard to find leases. It's hard to find land to purchase, and when it does, if it has any hunting value, expect to pay a premium. And certainly, if there's running water, you're going to pay a premium. And it's really tough. Whenever statehood rolled around in our area, as you know, they cut our country into quarter sections, or a lot of it. Anybody could come to this area and get a patent on a quarter section as long as they improved upon it. And I can't remember how many years it was theirs. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to find large contiguous tracts of ranch land because it was chopped up. Mm-hmm. Now, over time, there have been families that have been able to put those tracts back together, and you'll find a few large ranches, especially in the north end of the county and around. But, yeah, it's real challenging. And then, from generation to generation, as that stuff is passed down, it's chopped into 80s and 40s and even beyond.
Yeah,
so makes it tough.
Like we was talking earlier, but like when I grew up, we had pasture ground north of Gage, about 6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And I farmed irrigation property 2 miles south of Ashland,
Mm-hmm.
Kansas.
Right.
And clear over to Inglewood, Kansas, and Gate. So we covered a lot of area to get enough ground to make a living farming.
Right.
Which probably isn't enough today to make a living farming.
Right.
With what they've got.
Right. So you wore out tractors driving around.
Yes.
Just to get to those places.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, understand that.
Sure.
All right, and you got some kids.
I do. I've got 3 children. The oldest graduated Oklahoma State this fall, kind of oddly because they didn't actually finish classes in a traditional way. He took online courses, didn't just get to graduate, but he's a biosystems engineering major, obviously much smarter than his parents, and that's what you always want, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
We've got a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old, all boys.
All boys.
So you can imagine how active it is around our place, and what the grocery bill is too. It's
Yes.
amazing. Yeah, I've got to work
That's
a
why you
lot.
own a ranch.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Go kill one.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, I think let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and we will get down to the meat. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Comfort Zone is a multi-generational company serving Northwest Oklahoma in commercial and residential needs. Plumbing, air conditioning, heaters, refrigeration, sewer and drain cleaning, backhoe trencing, and crane service. And they are your geothermal specialists. Contact them at 580-254-5864 or stop by 116 East Main Street.
It's the 5 hours you spend in the kitchen mastering your famous recipe or spending quality time with your family. Other insurance companies may just see it as a house. It's not just a house, it's your home. Hi, I'm State Farm Agent Kevin Kanzler, and I see your home as the time and memories you put into them. I understand what your things really mean to you, and I'm here to help give them the protection they deserve. My office is located on the corner of 13th and Oklahoma and Woodward, or call me at 580-256-2216 for your home insurance today.
On Point Land Survey can take care of all your residential, commercial, and industrial survey needs. This family-owned and operated business proudly serves Northwest Oklahoma and Southwest Kansas. These lifelong Northwest Oklahoma residents with over 19 years of experience are ready to serve you with the latest equipment and capable trucks to get your job done. Call On Point Land Survey today at 580-256-6757 or at 1918 Main Street in Woodward, Oklahoma, or visit their website at onpointlandsurveyok.com. Professional, trusted, local.
This is Todd McHugh
and Jackie Jones
with Woodward County Abstract, Dewey County Abstract, and Fairview Abstract. I would like to thank everyone in Woodward and Northwest Oklahoma for choosing us for their real estate title and closing needs this past year. We will be offering new services in 2020, including bilingual closings, internet closings, and digital abstracting.
We look forward to making real estate closings faster, simpler, and more efficient for you in the future.
We want to thank you for your continued support and business.
All right, we're back.
I thought I was going to be the one. Hey, we're back,
All
we're
right,
back. Okay,
it's your turn.
Kendra Cox with Keller Williams Realty Elite, and we have Mr. White, County Commissioner, with us, and we really appreciate you being here. Okay, so one of the things that we always say is that we have to sell Woodward before we can sell houses, and we want people to relocate to our community, to relocate to our part of Northwest Oklahoma. So you grew up here, you graduated Moreland. What do you love? What kept you in Woodward County? What kept you from running away?
Yeah, it's the people, and it's the simple way of life, and the countryside is amazing. The hunting, just the wildlife, and it's just generally a great place to be and a great place to live and raise your family. Woodward, although it's the largest city in Northwest Oklahoma, it's not a large city. At any point in time, you can pick up the phone, and if you needed help or I needed help, somebody's going to come help.
Absolutely.
If you broke down or whatever. It's just a good place to be and a great place to raise a family. I spent some time in California when I was in the Marine Corps in training. It's a big difference.
Absolutely.
It makes you appreciate home when you go spend some time in a place like San Diego or Los Angeles or 29 Palms, California. Not even remotely okay. So, yeah.
No, Oklahoma is okay.
It is. It is.
Awesome. All right, so down to business.
Let's do it.
So this is way out of my. I didn't even have time to really research and really pay attention to what I'm doing or asking. And when we talk about your job, it's honestly quite foreign to me. So what are kind of some duties that you have? My daughter probably just rolled her eyes because I said duty on the radio, and I'm just going to say it one more time. What are some duties that you have What do you do? What's it take to be you?
Yeah, so it was quite foreign to me too when I won the election, because every election cycle, normal election cycle, there's training for elected officers, right? Well, when you come in on a special election, there's no training. So you win the election, they toss you the keys to the courthouse and say, "Here, go be a county commissioner." But it's fine, and I've since had an opportunity to go to some downstate training, and as with a lot of that stuff, you learn more on the job than
Yes.
you do
Oh, yeah.
sitting in a classroom. So traditionally a county commissioner is thought of to grade roads.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people think of a county commissioner. But I look at this job quite a bit differently. I view our positions, and there are 3 of us in this county, as business managers of the county. A lot of funds, a lot of money is spent and rolls in and out of Woodward County, from the taxpayers through property taxes. We fund a lot of things, a lot of agencies, a lot of organizations, from Woodward County EMS to Ag Extension to your D.A.R.E program through the Sheriff's Office to the highway districts. All that stuff rolls across the county commissioner's desk.
Right.
A health department, all that stuff. So,
It never even occurred to me the health department would run across your desk.
Yeah, so they get a millage. They get a percentage
Okay, gotcha.
of property taxes. When you go and you get that property tax bill every year and you go to pay it, nobody likes that. Right? And you think that you're wasting that money.
Evil.
It is, but one thing is important to know, that Woodward County only keeps about 15% of that money. The rest of it goes to the school. Well, it goes to the schools.
Okay.
The lion's share goes to the schools of the districts of the property that you're paying on. Out of our roughly 15%, the health department gets a percentage. EMS gets a percentage. So what is left is not much to actually run Woodward County.
Okay, I'm saying this back to you to make sure that,
Okay.
because again, this is not my smart brain.
Right.
So what I just heard you say is that basically Woodward County itself is running off of 15% of our taxes.
Roughly.
Okay, so if taxes are $1,000, you're running off of 150. That's terrifying for me to do math out loud on the air. My
right?
face just
Yeah, I'm
turned red.
surprised you did
yes,
that.
I know, me too. Everything's going to be fine. Okay, so that's kind of a terrifying, it's terrifying as I just did math on the air, and it was right. Thank you, Jesus. But for reals, that's a terrifying thought that we only run off of 15% of our taxes. I don't think I realized that puts you in kind of a pickle. What am I trying to say? The responsibility of creating and living under a budget that is considerably less than what I had imagined. I'm absolutely shocked.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now,
I'm
going to go back over here and be quiet because I just realized how dumb I probably sound. But I really had no idea.
It's shocking because you see the sales tax numbers come in and
Right.
the property tax number come in, and you're like, holy cow, look how much money the property tax is this year. And I'm thinking, man, we should have a lot better roads, and we should have...
Yeah, so another fact, nobody realizes this, and I didn't even, the highway districts, the road districts, District 1, 2, and 3, we don't receive any ad valorem tax dollars.
Okay, say
At
that one
all.
more time. What?
Your property tax. Ad valorem tax is property tax.
Right.
Your highway districts, your road districts do not receive any of that.
Okay.
Not any of it.
So you're highway and road, so you're like County Road 42.
Yep. We don't get any property tax to maintain or build those roads or improve them. Now what we get is money that comes back from the state. It's based on a formula derived from gross production tax, vehicle tag tax, and fuel tax. It's a complex formula. It's done downstate based on your counties, and then it also takes into consideration your population and your miles of roads. They kick money back to us, and every month your road districts get X number of dollars deposited into our accounts to run payroll, buy rock, pay for motor graders, whatever. It's never the same.
Right.
You never know what you're going to get, ever.
Wow.
It's always different. There's been, gosh,
And somebody down there
40%.
doing math like, I don't know,
Yeah.
46,000 this month.
Well, there's been 40% swings. It's
My goodness.
It's
that makes
odd.
me think of living off a commission.
Right. So the interesting thing is each district right now has about 7 employees. Okay. 16 years ago, highway districts were receiving about the same funding that we receive now. Back then, each district had about 13 employees to maintain the same amount of roads that we have today. The cost of business constantly goes up. We all know that. The cost of rock, trucks, payroll tax, the whole thing. It all costs more. We're receiving the same funding that commissioners received 15, 16, 17 years ago, and asked to do the same amount of work, actually more. So
Wow.
it is interesting.
I think it would be a bad idea to run the office that way, Brian.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys are in the right business. You don't.
Some days.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, interestingly enough, so the county also receives some sales tax. Okay, and those are voted on by the people. Okay, and right now, some of your sales tax here in Woodward County goes to pay for the event center, which is a fantastic facility and an economic generator for Northwest Oklahoma, and become very, very important in this area. So we're on a sales tax construction bond there. That will end one day when that facility is paid off. But they get a maintenance and operation sales tax because it costs a lot to operate the facility. But the jail also has a maintenance and operation sales tax. When the jail was built, I don't know, I wasn't here 8-9 years ago, it had a construction sales tax as well. That's since been paid off. It was paid off early. But it gets a 2/10 sales tax for maintenance and operation. The problem is, well, for instance, last year that generated roughly $885,000 straight to the jail. Okay, you can't spend it on anything else other than what the people voted on for it to be intended for. Because it goes straight to the jail. The problem is, it costs about 1.7 to run the jail. 1.7 million.
Wow.
So there's that shortfall. Okay, now we are statutorily obligated to fund the jail. Commissioners do not have a choice whether or not that jail is open or not. We have to fund the jail by law. So of that 15% that the county keeps to operate Woodward County, the jail's underfunded with the sales tax because our economy is, in the toilet.
Right.
We have to fund the rest of that out of our small percentage that we actually keep, which makes budgeting the rest of the county pretty challenging. So the way it works, every fiscal year, the end of June, and even before actually, all the elected officials submit what's called an estimate of needs. It's like a pre-budget. Hey, we need this much to operate for the next year. They give it to the commissioners. We look at it. There's a budget maker and accountant involved that looks at several different things and tells you what you can or cannot do and how much money you actually have. Last year, we were kind of in trouble. And once the original estimate of needs were submitted, the commissioners are then responsible for the budget. Okay, and we asked the other elected officials and ourselves to cut and cut and cut. We cut $750,000 out of the original estimate of needs for Woodward County that the officers were used to getting, just to have a balanced budget. And that stung. We got into everybody's budgets. We cut employee benefits, some. But in my opinion, it is imperative that we have a balanced budget. We're not the federal government. We cannot operate that way.
We have a printer.
Well, we have a very small savings account is what we have, and we can't do that. So it's time to be ultra conservative and responsible. And it was hard thing to do last year, but so think back from June of last year to right now, how much more difficult that would have been if those cuts and those decisions wouldn't have been made then when we were making them now. We would have to go even further. So I think we're going to be fine, but at some point in time, the jail issue needs to be addressed. It's underfunded. Why is it underfunded? I like to explain this to people. So in my opinion, I wasn't here. When the jail was built, they had a jail consultant, and somebody suggested the 2/10 maintenance and operation sales tax based on current sales tax revenue. It was fine when it was built, but the economy's not fine now, so you've got this massive shortfall. Also, it was my understanding that when they built the jail, the thought process was, as the population of Woodward grew, so would the inmate population. That's not what happened. They opened the doors to the jail, it filled up. So immediately they have a large influx and
Right.
more inmates to care for, and housing inmates is not a profitable thing for Woodward County. And thirdly, the Department of Corrections for the state used to pay counties to house their inmates, and that was a source of income. I do not know if that was considered as a revenue source when they built the jail, but there was money from the state at that point in time. That's since halted. We don't have that anymore. Right. So no funding coming in. So those three things, coupled with a massive economic downturn here in Woodward and the oil field, we all know what's been going on there. It's in trouble. It's something that will have to be dealt with at some point in time. So
that's like basically they're going to have to raise taxes or change that to tenths.
Yeah, right. One or the other. Probably in an ideal situation, I think the event center construction sales tax bond is about a 410 sales tax. In about 4 years, that should be paid off early. Mm-hmm. It's possible at that point in time that maybe, that would be replaced with a tax to fund the jail at that point in time. I mean, it's going to take a substantial move, but at this point in time, I have no appetite to present that to the people. I mean, it's hard enough as it is right now, and we'll do absolutely whatever we need to do in Woodward County just to hold things together. And
people to quit breaking the law.
Yeah, I mean, there is that.
Easier.
There is that.
Best case scenario, wouldn't it?
Right.
I want to pinpoint something that you said a minute ago. I believe I heard you say that the jail was funded early, that we paid that off early.
It's my understanding.
And you also believe that we're going to pay off the event center early as well.
Mm-hmm. You should.
I think that's important. I think in my brain, I think I actually thought the opposite. I think I actually thought that we were probably down to the very last second getting these things paid off, and that's not the case. So those things are well thought out and they are well designed.
Because I thought we had till 2032 to pay off the convention center. I mean the event center.
No. It was so when that was voted in. That was if I remember right, a 13-year sales tax bond. So that sales tax is only in place for 13 years. Okay, and it was for X number of dollars, however many. They built it. It came in under budget, and I learned these things. The chairman of the Board of County Commissioners is also a member of the Woodward Public Facilities Trust Authority, who those bond funds flow through because governments can't. Woodward County can't in debt.
Right.
Okay, so these trust authorities are created to run these sales tax bonds through because they can in debt, but we can't. Anyway, so the project was completed under budget. There was money left over that was, essentially left in an account, kind of forgotten about. And then discovered later. Now, when you're dealing with bonds, there's only one time a year you can pay bonds down, okay, and that's around August. Well, when this money was discovered, and there's deadlines and all these governmental restrictions. Anyway, this money was discovered. Ultimately, we've been paying on interest on it, and we shouldn't have been. It was in the paper. So, that money is paid on principal now. Yep. It could have been spent on additional facilities. It could have been put on principal at the time. A lot of things could have been done rather than it sitting in a checking account, earning fractional interest while we were paying 3%. So oversight, but that's been taken care of. But while that was being taken care of, interest rates were low, so we essentially refinanced the remaining debt at a lower interest rate. So by paying that money on principal and refinancing the remaining money at a lower interest rate, I'm going to save the taxpayers over $1 million in interest that they would have paid had things been left alone.
And I think that's very important about having somebody local that loves your town, has a little bit of a business mind, because I've met some politicians that were not business minded.
Sure.
And I, man, we can take our town and our county substantially further if we don't have all that waste.
Well, sure.
Yes.
Money's hard to make. You know, I don't care if you're in real estate where it's easy money or farming, you know, but it's just hard, and it's even harder out here. People work hard for what they have out here.
Absolutely.
And, you know, they should expect this kind of stuff from their elected officials, in my opinion. And I don't know. I don't know how many years or terms, you know, we'll do this, but I told my wife, I said, you know, as long as I'm here, I'm going to do the best job that I know how to do, and you know, the goal is to leave Woodward County in better shape than it was when I got here.
Right.
You know, and I hope the people continue to agree with you know, how things are being done, because I'm trying and I'm doing the best that I know how to do, and that's all you can do on anything.
I think that's a great place to take a quick break.
Yep.
Oh, did I read your mind?
Yes.
Terrifying. Awesome. So we are going to take a super short break, and we'll be right back.
Sure.
Homeowners and business owners, do you want to know how to extend the life of your home or commercial building? Call APC LLC in Woodward. APC specializes in installing high-quality 5-inch and 6-inch seamless guttering and custom commercial guttering. Whether it's a small system or a large system, APC can help. Call APC LLC at 580-571-2384. That number again is 580-571-2384 for all your seamless gutter needs.
Our home is usually our largest investment, and we insure it against damage. One unseen destructive force not covered by most insurance policies is termites, which can infest a house for years before being detected. Termites cost U.S. homeowners an estimated $5 billion annually in treatment and repairs. Using the Centricon termite bait system, JCP Services can protect your home from the threat of a termite infestation. Call 580-334-5380. Again, 580-334-5380.
Stop in to Modern Appliance on Main Street today to see powerful Maytag brand kitchen appliances available in a finish inspired by cast iron. Cast iron black is a hard-working, matte finish that is as tough as it is timeless, so you can trust it to help resist scratches while helping hide fingerprints and minor dents, and stand up to the everyday. Add an iconic look to your home with cast iron black kitchen appliances from Maytag brand. See it at Modern Appliance, 2102 Main, or online at modernappliancewoodward.com.
For 150 years, Sherwin-Williams has been an industry leader in the development of technologically advanced paint and coatings. As the nation's largest specialty retailer of paint and painting supplies, Sherwin-Williams is dedicated to supporting both your do-it-yourselfers and painting professionals with exceptional products, resources to make confident color selections, and expert personalized service that's focused on your unique project needs. Sherwin-Williams is your neighborhood paint store. Stop by and see them, 2101 Oklahoma Avenue, or call them 580-256-5861.
So I'm super excited about this next question. My daughter is super government minded, and she's always trying to educate me, but she also is going to be working for the assessor's office. So I wondered if you wanted to touch a little bit on what the assessor does or how taxes go, and do you want to hit in on that?
Yeah, it's fantastic that your daughter is involved in government. How old is she?
She's 20 going on 45.
No, that's fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah, you mentioned the county assessor. That's interesting. You know, the county assessor assesses property taxes in Woodward County. You know, and her job is very complex.
Yes.
And most people don't realize, they think that it's her decision to raise property taxes, but it's not. She's told when and how much to raise property taxes in Woodward County. She's really just the administrator of what the state tells her to do.
Right.
So when you get a raise in property taxes, you don't need to be mad at Misty because that's not her decision.
No.
She
has to raise her own too, doesn't she?
She does, yeah. No, absolutely.
That's got to sting a little bit.
It is. And we'll expect a lot of protests this year with the economy
sure.
and that kind of business. So, yeah. Good question.
I think that was something that I didn't fully understand. And then as my daughter's worked with her, because she's worked with her before and she shared a lot of information, I went, no kidding. Okay, really fast. We have like 30 seconds left. What, really quick, nutshell, goal for Woodward County?
Well, it's certainly to improve District 1 roads and rock as many as we can with limited funds. However, the finances in Woodward County, I'm not happy with them. We're continuing to work on them. We've done some things. I wish we had more time and we'd go in more detail, but we don't. But to make Woodward County more solid financially, solvent, that's the goal. You know, leave it better than it was when I got here.
Love it. I love it.
Yep, and good roads sell.
Sure.
Sell.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to spend way too much time in the courthouse. I don't get to spend a whole lot of time on the road. People think you do, but you do not.
Right.
So. Yes.
Man, we really appreciate you coming and schooling me and
We thank you very much.
My
for
brain
coming
hurts
by.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Thank you.
let's do it again.
Yep. Thanks, guys, for
Sounds
listening,
good.
and we'll hear you next week.
Your new favorite, Classic Hits 107.3 KLSI Moreland Woodward. Tell a friend.